Well, Jake and I actually met through the church we're getting married at. He actually went to the church for like a year before I ever met him.
You know, I noticed an attractive girl and I was like, hey, I wonder who that is. And I got to know her and became friends, and I really started like getting to know her when we went on a missions trip to Belize.
We never went on that trip, like we may never have met. So yeah, I mean, it wasn't that exciting, but it was just kind of funny because he was there for like a whole year and I never knew who he was until we went on that trip together.
We were hanging out, and you know, I was like super nervous, and I asked her, hey, do you want to go out sometime?
We went to Miyako's for dinner.
And then drove like halfway across the world and went to a movie.
Didn't know what the movie was. It was just the only one showing at the time, so we picked it, and it ended up being like a really awkward movie, and we were just like staring at each other like, do we get up and leave? Do we just wait it out? Like, we weren't quite sure what to do, and we ended up just like getting up and leaving in the middle of the movie, and then like, we're like, all right, well, let's go home, I guess.
About it, she had wanted to get engaged for a while, and I was like, not right now. Just kept pushing it off, and then she finally got like sick of asking about it, so she stopped talking about it. And I had gone and bought a ring, because I was like, okay, it's time, whatever. And she had no idea, and I had it for like a month before I gave it to her. And I gave it to her like 2 days before Christmas, and I was gonna give it to her like 3 days before Christmas, and when I tried to give it to her, my plan totally just blew up in my face.
All day I wasn't feeling that good, and so he's like, well, let's just go. He's like, I want to stop and get some coffee in downtown Rochester. And so we go to get there, and I'm like, I'll just wait in the car. And he's like, no, like, you should come, I think the fresh air will help. And I was like, no, I'm just gonna wait in the car. So I found out later that was when he planned on proposing, but he went inside, got a coffee, and was like frantically trying to come up with another way to do it, because he was like, he pretty much like just shot me down there because he wouldn't get out of the car.
So I like scrapped that whole idea, and then I gave it to her. Her and I opened gifts early, and I gave it to her, and I hid it in one of her Christmas gifts. And
he got me Nikes for Christmas, and he had put the box inside one of the shoes. So I opened it up and, tried like the other shoe on and made sure it fit, put it back in the box and put the box away.
And didn't see it. And then I was like, oh, there's something else. And then, yeah. So I always like to like give her gifts that are like totally just not what she's expecting. I'll wrap it in something totally different or put it in a different box just to surprise her.
I just remember people asking me, like, do you think you're gonna marry Jake, or do you want to marry him? And it was just like, there was no doubt in my mind that I wanted to marry him. So it wasn't necessarily like something he did, it was just somebody saying, hey, do you want to marry him? And I was like, yes. I love you, I can't wait to marry you. Even though you drive me completely crazy, you are my best friend, and I can't wait to be your wife.
I would say that I love you, and that I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you. And that, we're starting a family, and it's going to be you and I, and can only go up from here. So I'm happy to be spending the rest of my life with you. And I love you.
Please come down and say hello.